600. What is such a big deal about 600? 600 of what? 600 how? 600, well, it's actually today, May 2nd, is 600. 600 raw and reels. As I pondered 600, and actually I pondered also that today was a day that I got a very special gift. And the gift was my baby daughter, who's now not a baby anymore. That was 32 years ago. And her daughter has been reminding her all day that she's now 32, which somehow seems old to a 9-year-old. Anyway, a gift. Around birthdays, around birth, it all feels like a gift. 600 is even my attempt at giving you a gift daily for 600 days. And I'm not about to stop. It's kind of a mile marker. Every time I hit 100, any of the hundreds, whether it was 100, that felt like such a big deal when I got there. And now 600 feels like, not that big a deal to me. And yet a lot of the people in my life have said, that's a pretty big deal. So what unique, special thing will you gift us with today on number 600? I got thinking, birthdays, it's about gifts. And gifts for some people are way more meaningful than they are for other people. Are you one of those people that when you're going to give a gift, you ponder and you think and you agonize almost around what the perfect gift is? How do you get the right thing to someone? How do you make sure it's just the thing they were looking for? Well, if you do that, there's a good probability that even if you are a little embarrassed by receiving gifts, because often a lot of us are, you still delight in receiving gifts. There's still a little jump in your spirit when somebody gives you a gift. That probably means if you love giving them and you agonize and think deeply about what you're going to give, and you generally then will also enjoy receiving, if you admitted it, that is, you're probably, one of your primary love languages is probably gifts. There's 5 basic love languages, and gifts is the first. So if I was to hand you this awesome little pink box, if you're a guy, you might not be so excited. You might be thinking, what on earth is she giving me now? However, if you're a gal, like my daughter, then me giving her this gift would delight her. Her primary love language happens to be gifts. And what I have found over the years is whichever of the 5 love languages in our top 2, whether it's gifts or one of the others that we'll chat about in a minute, probably you could receive and receive and receive that way of being loved. And it's almost like an insatiable appetite. Just like if I receive food today and I drink water today, I'm still going to want it tomorrow. And in fact, if it's food, I'm probably going to want some in about 2 or 3 hours. I'm probably not going to want to wait till tomorrow to have my next food. So gifts, if that's my primary love language, which happens to be my daughter's, Candace's, and it happens to be her 32nd birthday, as I mentioned. So today is all about gifts, all about getting her the right gifts and about blessing her with those, because it is very meaningful to her. And when she gives a gift, boy, has she thought it through. Boy, has she figured out, is this just the right thing at just the right time? What's the right words to go with it? And all of that. And so gift giving is one of the 5. One of the other 5 is doing an act of service. Well, there you've just found my top. I love it when somebody says, I'm going to do such and such for you. Even if I'm a little, oh, are you sure? I really actually am going, yes, thank you. I would love for you to do that for me. Whether it's wash my car, whether it's change my tires, whether it's handle something in paperwork at the office, whether it's take out the garbage. What doesn't really matter what it is. If it's any sort of act of service, that delights me beyond. And then there's my husband. His favorite, Ken, is actually touch. There's nothing better than if I would rub his hair or just touch him on the arm or just a nice gentle touch. He's a snuggler. I'm not so much. And so touch is one of those love languages. And if you don't get enough of the thing that most jazzes you, most excites you, most it's missing. One of the others is quality time. Now there's my second, and quality time is just about hanging out together. It's just about doing something that's meaningful, that's fun, that's enjoyable. Could be any of those things. It's just about the connection, about the time together. So there's those of us that's our primary, or it could be our secondary, or it could be at the very bottom. And then last but not least is, and now my brain's just gone, it's come back to me. It's going to say it's left me. It's actually my third, and it would be my daughter's second, and one that speaks quite loudly to my daughter-in-law Amber as well, which is words of affirmation or encouragement. And I think all of us are encouraged and can benefit from encouragement because we know how we can tell that somebody would appreciate encouragement, and that is if they're alive. If they are breathing, if they're walking this planet, encouragement will resonate with basically everybody. And yet there are those of us that it resonates louder, that as I encourage you, it makes you light up. It makes you more enthused. It makes you even more so want to give your best. Others, it's still appreciated, it just doesn't have the same phenomenal impact. So to recap, the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, quality time, touch, acts of service, and gifts. And it doesn't mean we don't enjoy all 5. It just means that generally there's 1 or 2 that mean a lot more, and usually we'll give out what we like to receive. They usually just go hand in hand. And can you imagine being a mom of a daughter who is all about gifts, and it is my last. Not that I don't appreciate it, and recognizing that it is what speaks the loudest to her. So all of us, if we could determine what that thing is, which is the primary for those in our world, whether in the workplace, whether in the family, whether in a friend relationship, as you know that, imagine how much more meaningful and deeper that relationship will go just because you're speaking the language that best serves and helps that person thrive. So let's thrive together and bless each other and give each other the gifts that resonate with them. And so now I'm using the word gifts as a general sense, and yet it's really speaking love to the people in our lives. Let's do it together and with the love language or 2 that speak loudest to those in our life.